So a couple of weeks ago, I was doing an impromptu speech for 2 minutes in front of maybe 15, 20 people. And afterwards, one of the women that saw it came up to me and said that she thought I was a great natural public speaker. Super nice compliment, right? But I wasn't able to take it in. Instead, what I did was that I started questioning, well, she doesn't know my experiences. She doesn't know that I'm doing YouTube videos. She doesn't know that I've been in self-development for a long time and I've taken acting classes before. And all of that, which affects my ability to do public speaking. And so, even though it's a nice compliment, she wouldn't have said it if she knew all that. Or it isn't true because of all that. But why would I do that? Why would I throw off the compliment like that when it's a great fucking compliment? Because it didn't fit in with my reality. My reality in that moment being questioning myself. My reality being that I'm not that good a public speaker as she made me out to be. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, how we are self-verifying, reinforcing our limiting belief, our self-hate, so that the world that we are seeing, that we are experiencing, makes sense and are aligned with the thoughts and feelings that we have towards it, and towards ourselves most of all. And so maybe you could relate to that example. But just to give you a few others, because there are literally like unlimited amount of ways that we can do this in. It could be that you're in a relationship and you are unsure or insecure and afraid that your partner doesn't love you. Maybe you have a deep, profound belief that you are unlovable, that you are unworthy. And so what you'll do is that every time your partner does something nice to you, instead of being able to see it as a sign that they love you, as a sign that you are lovable, you'll see it as an obligation. You'll see it as them doing something they're obligated to doing against their own free will because they're in a relationship with you, so that's the way they have to act. Or maybe it's because they don't want to feel bad about themselves, so they're doing it to feel better about themselves, knowing that they're a good boyfriend or girlfriend now. Or maybe you see it as them trying to avoid you getting sad, because when you're sad you become a burden to them. And so for you not to be a burden to them, they'll just make you smile a little bit, make you laugh, make you happy, say that they love you, even though truly you don't think that they actually feel that way about you. It could also be that you have friends that wants to hang out with you, but instead of seeing it as them liking you, you view it as them being lonely and you're the last resort for loneliness, and so they'll just want to hang out with you instead of being by themselves. Another belief I used to have is that the girls of my dreams would never like me. And so every girl that I would come across who would genuinely like me, I would instantly think to myself, well, then she can't be that girl that I've always dreamed of. And every girl that disliked me, that maybe wasn't even good for me, would instantly be put in that category of potentially being the dream girl, because she fitted that narrative, she fitted that description in my mind of no one ever liked me. And so we can do it as well by actually lowering the people that we come across as value in our opinion. For example, with the public speaking woman who complimented me, another way I could have dismissed the compliment would be by telling myself, well, she's probably a very, very shitty public speaker herself, since she thinks so highly of me, and thereby disregarding her compliment because she has no clue what she talks about. So it can literally be anything that will help you reinforce your limiting belief that you will automatically do as a way to feel safe. It can be that you are thinking that the world is very hostile because you had a tough upbringing, and then every time someone shows you the opposite, every time someone is actually nice to you, you will think that they are manipulating you, or you'll think that they are trying to get something out of you. Even if you might be in a relationship with that person, you could interpret it that way just to help you feel safe, knowing that the world is similar to how you always thought it was. And that's pretty much the reason we're doing it, to help us survive this world, to help us make sense of the world that we're living in and the experiences that we're going through, specifically the traumatic experiences that we've gone through maybe as a child. And we keep them around and reinforce them to help us make sense of the world still, and to help us feel safe in the world, knowing how it is instead of living in uncertainty of not knowing how it is. But the thing is that they are not really helping us live to our fullest. They're not helping us being happy. loving ourselves. They are the reason why we find partners that are harmful to us, because we don't believe that we are lovable, and so we'll find someone that can help us prove that, which is often someone who maybe is verbally abusive, maybe even physically abusive. And they lead us to not take the chances in life or take the actions in life that will serve us the best, that will help us create the future, the life that we are ultimately craving and wanting and desiring. So the way that we can change these beliefs are by questioning them, by questioning whether or not what we are believing, what we are seeing is true in a sense. And that can either be in the situation, maybe something happens to us and we feel an emotional reaction to it. Someone who says something that we interpret as angry. We can question whether or not that anger is really meant towards us. Maybe someone gives us a compliment and we don't feel happy about it. We feel sad because we think they're lying to us. And so we can use that as a trigger to see that we need to check in with ourselves. We need to question what it is that we are seeing in this situation. Or we can use it in a way where we daily, maybe when we go to sleep at night, before we go to bed, write down episodes throughout the day that happened where we can see that we had a specific interpretation of what happened, where we can see that we thought a specific thing. Maybe we thought someone was angry at us. Maybe we thought someone was lying to us. Maybe we thought someone was trying to manipulate us. Or maybe something that just created an emotional reaction in us. And we sit there with the situation, we write it down, and we ask ourselves, well, what happened objectively in that situation? And what do I feel like happened? And how much of that is actually based in reality and how much is based in my interpretation of reality? And when we start questioning our beliefs like that, we start questioning the situation that are reinforcing our beliefs, we gain a little bit more power. And so it's not an overnight thing where suddenly from one night to another we have our full power back, but slowly we start changing the way that we are viewing things, and we are not believing them as much. It creates just this little bit of space between what's happened and our negative interpretation of what is happening. And so slowly and steadily we'll be able to overcome them like that and be free from the burden of carrying around those negative beliefs that we have. So I hope that you like this video and that you're able to use it to defeat some of your self-hating, self-limiting beliefs through this method. And if you liked it, please do subscribe, and thank you for watching. Remember to stay true to you.
We are mostly wasted time, half asleep and half divine, waiting for the faintest light, waiting for these moons